Okay, again back on Luminance since I didn't watch my time. Okay, Luminance actually illuminates once I've said earlier. If we add tiles to this, notice that this you can barely see the red. That's because of the gray that's there. The luminance isn't full here. If we actually change that to black, then there will be absolutely no luminance where the black is, so we can see the red behind it. So there it is, and there's full luminance where the white is. So that pretty much covers luminance in general. Again, you can turn that down. Oh, actually no. This does nothing except the color, just so you know. So if we clear that, then there we have no luminance. Just to keep that in mind, it is kind of confusing and rather odd, I must say. But we can also turn this down some more and just have a little bit of luminance where that red is there. So just some options available now. Transparency is as you would probably suspect. If we add refraction in there, we can see what'll happen behind the object there. You can turn on personal also and get a nice glass effect, so we can get some fairly nice glass coming up. Let's see what that looks like. So we can see what our glass is doing here now. We can also change the color. Ooh, man, that's a little bit much. Change the color of our transparency here. We can give it a bit of an antique look to it, or any kind of color we would like. Also, if we go back down to black, then there's no transparency, so that's kind of the same as brightness here. Just so you know. So we can give it quite a variety of color. And again, we can give it a texture if we want to. We go to tiles. So only certain parts are transparent, which is kind of odd, I must say. But that option is certainly available to you. So pretty strange look. You can probably make something that looks somewhat like stained glass with that. Go to complete opposite extremes here. Notice that's exactly what we see, because the black allowed there to be some transparency, because because the gray allowed there to be some transparency. The black says there's no transparency, so the white is full transparency. So we got full transparency in some places and none in others. So that's transparency. Now reflection is as you would expect, but since there's nothing to reflect here except the cube, we can see the reflection of the cube. Usually this is used in conjunction with HDRI images. If we brought up a landscape, let's use the sky object. If we use the sky object, which is just a giant sphere, just as it looks here. Make another texture right quick. Bring up my chair here. Put that on the sky. Now we see reflections. It's generally just reflecting that texture, so it's gonna look a little funny. You really want an actual landscape there, which I have, but I don't want to try to find it right now on the spot. And that pretty much covers our reflection. And again, you're gonna bump down the reflection, turn it down with this attribute if you want, or we can go again to our tiles here. You can just have it reflect only in some places. Again, then we turn that to black, and there would be no reflection at all in those red places. Reds, because it's not reflecting there, it's just showing the base color we have here. So that's pretty much it for reflection. The environment actually only kind of works with textures. If we move this around, we notice nothing is actually happening. But if we load an image here, we can actually see it begin to do something. Let's get a different image there. Oh, I did something bad, didn't I? Yep, let's get a different image. That's wrong. Alright. There we go. Okay, so if we render that, we can actually see it have a bit of shape there. Notice it actually is affected by this color now. This color actually does something. So it's kind of like slapping an environment on there. That's only because of the mix mode. If we go to normal, then we don't see that. It doesn't affect anything. I probably haven't talked about this yet. You can also do that with color. If we just have some noise and mix mode, we can actually change how it's mixing with our color. And of course, again, you can do this in the layers and actually get the color you want without using this at all. If you have a texture here, maybe you want to multiply color onto it real quickly, then it can definitely come in handy. And the environment's a strange thing. I generally don't use that, but it's kind of like, in a way, it's wrapping an environment around your sphere without actually having one. So we go to tiles again here. Let's see what that looks like. So there we see have something that looks like an environment. If it was a landscape, that is, it'd probably look a lot nicer. Same with reflection. Now fog. Fog generally puts a fog, or makes your texture like a fog, your material. And again, you see, you don't have, there's not a ton of options here, but there's probably just enough. So if we actually bump that up quite a bit, we actually get a little bit more color around the edges. We can also bump that down so we can have it not so foggy. So that's fog for you. Now bump. I think I'll cover that in the next video.